Hey, you didn't say nothing about the mustache. Does that mean it's working?
I like the stash. I noticed as soon as I came in. I'm team stash.
It's definitely better than.
I was gonna say, dude, the last time, whatever. The last time that I grew it, it just didn't work, and then this time I was like, holy fuck, that actually.
Dude, you're definitely gonna have to go like full Civil War mustache, man. Just like let it grow out.
Cool.
You didn't say let it go yet.
No. Wait your turn. Drum roll.
This is your forecast.
Yes, sir. Time to get into some fantasy, baby.
Yeah, preseason's over.
Finally. Oh my gosh. Finally the preseason's over. Yeah. Like, it's 1 week shorter than it has ever been, over the last couple of years. And it still feels like so long. I think it's just because there's not like a standard week where I can look forward to all the starters playing.
Right.
It's just like kind of ragtag thrown together, and I feel like I miss all the good stuff. Yeah, every time I turn a game on, it's like, I don't need to see Brett Rippey and throwing the ball. Come on.
Yeah, we got off-season part 2, where we got to wait another week.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the...
Hey! Who wants to have some fun?
Wait, hey, are you guys ready to have some fun?
Yeah, let's get into some fun stuff.
We haven't had fun in a long time. So
no.
Speak for yourself.
Are you buying the hype?
No.
Caleb Williams versus Jalen Hurts.
No.
I already know what you're saying to this one. I don't even want to hear what you have to say about it. I'm going to start with Nate on this one.
I'll take Jake's place here then. It's Jalen Hurts, and it's not close. If I own Jalen Hurts in Dynasty, you need to throw me a top 5 pick on top of Caleb Williams. A locked in, guaranteed top 5 pick for me to trade him. I've seen nothing from Jalen Hurts except top 3 fantasy seasons. Yeah, that's all he's ever done so far as a starter. Anytime he's had a full year as a starter, that's what he's done. And I mean, they just added Saquon Barkley. They added Jahan Dotson. I don't know if that's really, an addition or not, but I'm not willing to move off of somebody who is an elite stud right now and is still young to say maybe this guy will score as many points as Jalen Hurts throughout his career.
Yeah. I'm all about proving people. Jalen Hurts is proven. Caleb Williams, you could really eat your ass on that if you really do that trade or something like that. So yeah, I'm going Jalen Hurts.
I never thought. Okay. So if this trade is, there's a phrase that's going around where you're buying somebody at their ceiling,
right?
And this would literally be buying him as a ceiling because I'm pretty sure Jalen Hurts was the number 1 QB, not last year but the year before. So
yeah, that's what
I'm pretty sure, right?
Probably at some point.
So you literally can't get any better. It's like, so if you're gonna do this trade, you're saying Caleb Williams is gonna be the number 1 QB,
right?
Yeah. But man, I'm watching the two guys play, and I'm not seeing what Jalen Hurts is doing way better than Caleb Williams though. I'm trying to project into the future, and I think the second half of last year, did the defenses not figure out their whole little shtick?
The Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why both their coordinators got fired.
Right.
Yeah, I would say overall they figured it out, but the problem is that Jalen Hurts still scored a crap ton of fantasy points. He was still scoring 20-plus points per game.
Yeah, even if he did get 15 rushes for 40 yards, but 3 touchdowns because of
and he's under contract for 5 years, pretty much fully guaranteed. I mean, they paid him. There's just no outs. I don't care if he's ever going to be bad, but I've never seen him be bad. I've seen him be hurt before and not play as well. And this is a Washington fan. I'm a Jalen Hurts hater.
I'm going with Caleb Williams.
Puka Nacua or Malik Neighbors?
Phew, that's a toughie, man.
That is a toughie.
I don't think it's tough at all. I'm going to Puka Nacua. He's proven, and he's on a pass-heavy team. He's got a great system with Sean McVay. You got a stupid offense with the Giants who don't use their wide receivers well. I do think Malik Neighbors is a good player, but I just don't see how you could sell on Puka Nacua with how good he is and how many points he's got. Even with Cooper Kupp on the field, you can't can't say like Cooper Kupp. He's dependent on that or anything. Like he's a great player. I don't see how you get rid of him.
Okay, whatever. I can't believe I'm going to be the guy that's buying the hype every time.
You are the
I
hype buyer.
cannot
I
believe
told you
that,
I'm not
man.
buying hype.
So you're in on Neighbors, right?
Okay, well, I don't even know if that's what it is, but Puka Nacua doesn't have any tattoos that I can see. So I'm going with the.
Oh my God.
So I'm going with the.
I like your reasoning.
So basically, because he's not hot enough for you, you just want him
He's
to
not
look, you
hot
want him
enough.
to look pretty. You know, I get that.
Don't question my reasoning.
All right.
Hey, yeah, you're allowed to have your reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What pick did you have last year? Okay.
Again, so I'm going to be with Jake on this one. I'm taking Puka because I play fantasy football, baby. I just watched Puka Nacua dominate the NFL as a rookie. Like, literally the best rookie receiver ever. It's not arguable. He broke every record.
Hold on. I said that same thing. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I said
You're
the
fine.
same thing on Reddit, and I got argued with. Apparently, he's number 5 because there's Randy Moss. That was better. He scored like 16 touchdowns.
That's fine.
But
I'm
that
still
destroys
taking
your
Puka.
point. But
Well,
I'm taking
if
Puka.
you're still talking to
He
people
breaks the
on
receptions
Reddit
in the
and
yards.
using them as a reference,
That's
like,
fair.
you're honest.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I love Malik Neighbors. I think he is going to be very special. I don't really see a pathway to a top 24 season this year. Like it's going to be tough. Daniel Jones, average wide receiver 1, finishes as the wide receiver 50 in Daniel Jones' career so far. Like that's not good.
Okay,
I will
but
say
it was
if your team is absolute trash and you wanted to trade Puka Nacua, get Malik Neighbors and a quarterback or something like that, something nice from him, then I mean that could really work out.
No, hold on. They're like, if you were going to trade Puka Nacua for Neighbors,
It'd probably
that
be a
would
swap.
be all that you would get. It
Yeah,
would just
see,
be
I'm
a
that-
That's
would be-
that's what's
that would
crazy.
be
Most of
the
these guys are
dumbest.
close.
That is literally all hype, and it's not even a good hype. Like
This-
there's so low of a ceiling for Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
Like that's just bad.
Kyler Murray or Jaden Daniels.
Jaden
I already know what
Daniels,
you're going to say.
I'm
Adam.
gonna say
You know, the first one I was going to put on here was Jalen Daniels.
Jaden Daniels.
What did I say?
Jaden.
What did I say?
You said Jay.
I'm
I said
quitting.
it.
It's Jaden
I'm
Jaden.
quitting.
with a D.
I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice. You suck.
My 2 weeks notice. See you guys next Monday.
Yeah. But I was going to put it with Brock Purdy. He was so far down there, I couldn't even do it.
That's funny. But yeah, I'll start since he's the
Yeah,
Washington guy. I'm taking Kyler Murray.
Nobody's buying the hype.
I'm not, dude. Listen, I love Jaden Daniels. I love him so much. But his comp to me is Kyler Murray. Like that's what you're hoping for.
Yeah.
Like you want him to
Yeah.
become that level of player,
Yeah.
where you say, okay, he has the legs, he has an arm, and the offense is good around him. And I just don't know that yet. Like I don't think Washington's going to be good this year. It's the defense is going to be awful, and I think that will actually be good for fantasy. We're going to be down, so he's going to have to throw. There's going to be a lot of scrambles and stuff. It's not going to be much Brian Robinson up the middle churning down yards because
Yeah.
we're already down 21. And it's still the first quarter.
Yeah.
But I do love his upside, and I can see going either way. Like if I'm in a startup and I don't have a quarterback yet, and I say, okay, like I don't want to take older guys. I'm going to go young and maybe aim for a year or two from now is when my team all hits and they're all in a good spot. Then maybe I would be willing to take Jaden Daniels with the idea of I want to finish lower in the standings this year for a higher pick.
Yeah.
But if I want to win, I'm taking Kyler.
Yeah, but at the same time, Kyler's not old. So
No,
like,
yeah, exactly. He's what,
yeah,
26?
yeah.
I mean, that's good for me.
And I agree with what you say. Like he's not going to get to Kyler's level, and he might not even get there for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, he
So,
might
like,
never get there.
Yeah, exactly. So Kyler's such a great player especially coming into fantasy. I don't think he's that great of a player,
Right.
quarterback. But I think for fantasy wise, I think you go Kyler all day. So
Buy the hype, Chad. Keep it going. Buy the hype.
Dude, I'll take the second pick. I'll take either one of them and just trade them for the second pick. I don't want either of these guys. But if I had to pick, I would probably just go with the safer choice and go with Kyler.
There's no reason not to, right? Like
Yeah.
with such an important position in fantasy, especially if you're playing Superflex.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are everything. If you botch this, I mean,
Chris Olave or Rome Udunze.
And actually, I'm pretty sure this is the same one from Rookie Fever.
probably
pretty sure
they're
it
probably
was
still in the
exact-
same. I'd be interested to see what I said last time.
Oh man, that's a mouthful.
I'm a huge Odunze guy. I mean, I love Rome. mean, that's my guy. Like, I love Mike Evans. He reminds me a lot of Mike Evans. That's all I see. He's screaming Mike Evans to me.
Great at those jump balls.
Great at him. But that's a little worrisome. Like, I need to see you win jump balls at the NFL level for me to be like, oh, yeah, you're an elite X, because that's what he has to do to, in my opinion, to succeed at the NFL is he has to keep winning those 50-50 balls.
Yeah.
I think he's capable of it, and he does get good separation and stuff, and he puts himself in a good position. But he has to make sure he wins those at the NFL level, and because of that, I'm taking Chris Olave. I mean, because I'm very close here.
Well, I know mine.
Yeah. I know it's Chris Olave for you.
It's Chris Olave all day, dude. Though Adante, watching him in preseason, I'm like, yeah, he might actually be all right. But, yeah, Olave's proven really good. Like, I don't see how you can
Dude,
go.
look at him catching that pass way out there. Like, he can barely reach it.
Yeah, it's just so small. A guy like Rome Odunze, I mean, he's catching that with his bicep right there. I mean, he's just putting that out there and saying, give me that thing.
By the height.
He probably only needs one hand.
I will trade Adonze right now for Chris Olave.
Yeah,
have
I would do that.
I have
too.
Adonze.
He also has Chris Olave, though.
Oh,
How do
do
you
I?
do that?
I didn't know that, but I would take that.
It's really close. I could see somebody wanting to take Odunze just because I think his dynasty value has, like we've talked about it with like JSN, where he has that built-in buffer year essentially because of the other two good receivers. Yeah. Whereas we've also talked about Olave and Garrett Wilson, where like if they don't actually put up a top 15 or top 12 season this year, like their dynasty value could drop 5 to 10 spots when, you know, more rookies come in. And I mean, say Xavier Worthy puts up 1,300 yards this year or 1,200 yards. It just is really good. Like,
you're making things up now.
So yeah, I'm just saying, you know, there's plenty of scenarios where there's a lot of guys with good names with hype around them that could pass him if he doesn't actually put together the season that people have expected from him. But I would still take Olave.
He's going to go with JSN. Like, even JSN, man, he dropped just a couple levels.
Yeah, just a little.
Just a little bit, but not that much.
Not that much.
So, okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of outside the box reasoning here.
Okay.
The only guy with 7 Super Bowls in the NFL is Tom Brady. He was number 12. Olave's number 12. So I'm going for
You
Olave.
always have some whack ass reason.
Hey.
It doesn't make any sense other than like you like looking at him or something.
Dude,
I did talk to your wife.
the Saints uniform is nice.
Devon A-Chain or Travis Etienne?
To me, I'm going to start with this one because it is so easy. I hate to use this phrase. It's not close. Etienne, it's not close.
All right. Why?
Dude, like, you want to talk about outlier seasons.
Yeah.
They talk about it with Brock Purdy, and they talk about it with Brandon Ayuk. Oh, the efficiency. Oh, it's not sustainable. This guy here has had it's on that level, like, times 10. And Etienne is way better. That's my opinion. The only thing I don't like about Etienne is that he runs like a wide receiver and he doesn't get his pass low. But I think you can say the same thing about A-Chain too. So, anyway. Okay.
Dude, the Dolphins still have Mercer?
They do.
And
And they drafted Jalen Wright.
Yeah, I'm taking ATM.
Okay.
I like actually it was kind of close for me, but ETN is such a big part of the offense, like with the Jags. And with A-Chain being so like not getting touches, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Though I do like him as a runner, like dude's good, dude balls. That's like almost so close to buying hype there. Even though he's not a rookie, he's like
No, they're not all rookies. Not
well,
everybody
he's
is.
the only rookie or
non-rookie
so
so
far.
far.
And I think it's the only one on the list. So.
Well, I guess I'll be the guy who's a little different here because I have the polar opposite opinion.
You don't.
Travis Etienne is somebody who I will not have on any fantasy teams this year. I will not touch him. I'm not drafting a guy.
I tell you that you need to touch the guy.
Well, I'm touching Devon A-Chain. If I can catch him. If I can catch him, I'm getting him.
You ain't catching that dude. He's
No.
fast.
I mean, I don't predict A-Chan to like take over the backfield. I think that's ridiculous to
Yeah.
assume that he's going to have a 80% workload. I just think instead of 110 touches this year, it's going to be 200 touches. You know,
for sure.
and I don't expect 8 yards per carry. Like that's ridiculous. There's no shot unless Devon A-Chan is the best football player ever. Like ever. That's what that would mean. It means he's the best ever, honestly. If he can do that again.
Jim Brown, sit down, dude.
Yeah, right? We got this little guy here. He's way better than you. But I'm just all in on that offense. and he's so explosive. I mean,
It is a good.
he's one of those guys where, like, if you just watch him, it's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
dude, I wish I had him in fantasy.
George Pickens or Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh, I didn't even have a picture of him catching it. I fucked up.
Well, I mean, we're used to it. You know, it's all good. You know,
Yeah, I mean, that's just same day Jake stuff right there.
Yeah,
That's just what happens.
Yeah, that's true. He's
Next day Jake normally cleans that up.
Yeah, same.
What are
day,
you taking though?
he's
Like, I want to know who you're taking instead.
I'm taking Pickens. I'm not buying that. Pickens is a great player. He's awesome to watch, and I've always been the type of dude to have players that I like to watch on my team, not just because they're good or bad or whatever. I like players that I like to watch. I like to watch George Pickens, and I don't really believe in Brian Thomas yet. You just told me he was depth chart number 1.
Yeah, I mean, he's listed as the X.
Which is crazy to me, but like I just don't see him getting. I still don't see him getting the targets. I don't see him getting the reception. And Pickens is probably going to be a huge part of the offense. I would imagine, or he should be, if anything. But
Yeah, I mean, you would think, but Arthur Smith.
it is Arthur Smith, so it's tough. But
It's tough to know.
I just think he has no competition on the Steelers, and he should be great. But and he doesn't have anybody throwing the ball to him. But yeah, I just want to see him do so well.
Well, I'm going with. I'm buying the hype again. Seems like I'm the only one buying the hype except for you with H.
I got H.M.
I
man.
told you to begin with, I'm not buying the freaking hype.
Dude, George Pickens can't even tuck his shirt in. So,
That is tough.
Neither can Brian Thomas.
well, he's practicing though. In the
Yeah,
game,
yeah, come on.
In the game, he's gonna tuck his shirt in. So, I have way more trust in Justin Herbert, even though not just Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
I have way more trust in Trevor
I
Lawrence
don't. He's gonna give that ball up
than
4
Mr.
times a game.
Unlimited.
Than Mr. Unlimited. Yeah.
So,
Or Justin Fields.
yeah, I mean either one.
What about Cortland Sutton last year? Mr. Unlimited, all he does is throw that bitch up to Cortland Sutton.
Guess where
And
Cortland Sutton finished last year? He led receivers in touchdowns last year and didn't finish in the top 30.
Yeah, but
How do you lead in touchdowns? You didn't even crack 800 receiving yards?
Yeah,
because of Mr. Unlimited.
Yeah.
that is why.
Unlimited
That's the whole
touchdowns.
point.
Very, very limited yards. I'm gonna buy the hype,
Agree with me,
too.
right?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the
that's
hype.
what- Why is that? Because you have
Because he's the best.
No.
I
Not
hate
even
it.
with how
That's not
invested
it.
I am.
It's not fair.
Listen,
you are invested in every wide
I do,
receiver.
yeah, I really am. Except for Xavier Worthy, unfortunately. But I just don't trust Arthur Smith. Like I've been here before. I think George Pickens is supremely talented. I also think that Drake London and Kyle Pitts are supremely talented.
Yeah.
So if my belief is that Arthur Smith was holding them back, then I have to stick true that I think Arthur Smith will probably hold George Pickens back as well.
Maybe we were wrong about Drake London.
No.
Just maybe.
No.
Maybe. Now,
I'm not ready to admit defeat yet.
Darnell Mooney.
Jared Goff or Drake May.
Drake May or Jared
Jared
Goff.
Goff all day.
Hey, don't blame me.
All
Dude, these
day.
are
I know,
right
I
off
know.
and keep Trey
It's-
Cut. What
it's
do you want
y'all's
to do about
fault.
it?
Yep,
It's
this is
y'all's
your guys'
fault for
fault. You
doing
need to fix
this.
that. I'm going Goff too, and
Yeah,
it's not close, man.
It's
I
not
just
close at all.
give me this guy's so consistent. You know exactly when he's going to have good games. If he's at home or he's indoors,
Mhm.
you know when you need to have him in your lineup. And even the games when he's not showing out, and putting up 25 or whatever, you're still getting 17.
Yeah.
Like he's never going to kill you.
The Lions are just they have so many weapons. They're so consistent now with Dan Campbell. Like, he was never even really bad on the Rams. Like,
No.
it's like...
Not for
dude's-
fantasy.
the dude's good. And then you're going to go with Drake May, who's such a big question mark.
Actually, Drake May is ranked higher than Jared Goff.
That's
Yep.
insane.
This was like I had to scroll down to find Jared Goff to be comparison.
People would sell their dicks for a rookie, man.
Oh my gosh, they really would.
I would not.
Yeah, I like
You've
mine.
been selling all day, bro.
You didn't tell me that was the cost.
I didn't know what the opportunity cost was. Man. You got to put that in the fine print or
On
something.
this one, I got to go with Goff too because even though I got Drake May on like all my teams, like what are you what are you hoping for from Drake May? That he's there at Goff, Jared Goff.
Yeah,
Right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe a little
Jared
bit
Goff
better.
with legs. Like
Yeah,
that's
right.
what you're hoping.
You would hope that he's first season Mac Jones. Like,
I hope he's better than that.
Remember, because he made the Pro Bowl that year.
Yeah, well, he was what, quarterback
He was
11? He was 11
he
or
still
12
wasn't that
choice
good, but
wise.
that's what you're hoping for with
Yeah.
him, because that's all you're going to get.
If they had any weapons that I had any trust in, then maybe I could consider it.
If
But I mean, that
Devontae
Detroit
Parker was
offense
on the
is
team-
ridiculous.
If Devontae Parker was still on the team, I'd say Drake May, #1 pick.
Is that because you like the way Devontae Parker looks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he has tattoos.
He's got so many tattoos, bro. Just look
He's
good.
number 11.
Long arms.
This is an interesting one, right?
It is interesting.
Rashee Rice or Xavier Worthy.
Well, then you start. If it's easy for you.
I'm not buying Xavier Worthy. Rasheed Rice is proven, dude. The dude's good. Like, dude, when he gets on the field, and he can do so much more, I think, than Xavier Worthy. I think he can play every role as a wide receiver. So I'm going with Rasheed Rice. Yeah, I mean, other than the suspension, I'm sure he'll get, or he's in jail or something. I don't know, something like that. But
Dude, when I want to think about it, a question like this, I think about trust. If I want to trust somebody,
trust.
Yeah,
Trust.
trust. If
Trust.
I want to trust somebody to carry something for me in their car, even if
That's
I'm
I mean
going
that's
with Rasheed Rice. I'm going with Rasheed Rice.
Listen, you know that guy doesn't care. He's not going to let that stuff get stolen, man. He's going to hop out that car and he's going to get the job done. And then you'll see him in a couple days. He'll reappear out of nowhere out of thin air. This one is.
I took care of all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
This one is so close. I'm out here looking at like Chad reasons. Like I'm looking at Xavier Worthy's cleats and I'm like, oh, he's a Jordan guy. Like he's got on a pair of J's.
That is nice.
But Rasheed Rice got his. I mean, that white is kind of clean there, man. A lot of white with the right accents.
Yeah, you would like white.
You know what? If your jersey's too white, though, what does that mean? That means you haven't been getting the ball.
You
And
suck.
getting
No, that
tackled.
means you're so fast.
Yeah.
You just ran away from everybody.
It is.
Nobody could touch you. Devon Achamp's jersey probably looked clean as hell last year.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Rasheed Rice just because I've seen him do it. Even though I think the upside of these two is very different. Like, if Xavier Worthy is a Deshaun Jackson level deep ball threat with Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid,
Yeah, that's tough.
he's going to have some big games. Like, he's going to have some really big games in his career. I'm very confident in saying that, even if he's not, a stud. He's going to have games where he catches 2 75-yard touchdowns because he's just that fast.
Yeah.
But give me Rice.
Bryce Young or Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Bryce Young for Bo Nix?
This is about the closest it gets to buying hype for me.
Dude, I'm struggling to figure out which one is the hype here. Honestly,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I know where I'm going. I like my reason.
it's not even close for me at all. It's Bo Nix. Why is this close at all?
It does look nice to buy Bo Nix. There's a lot of potential there. I just think Bryce Young has more potential. I think everybody shits on Bryce Young so much that we all hate him. But he's not that bad. I don't think he is that bad. I think he makes some great plays, and he was on a dog shit team last year.
They were rough.
I think they had terror. Like, it's just like he's not in a good situation right now. I don't think he'll step up to be that much better this year, but I think he'll show that he could be a good player this year.
Well, I don't know if you're going to like what I'm going to say then.
That's fine.
I don't know if either of you will like what I'm going to say. So I think Bo Nix sucks. Like, I think Bo Nix sucks. That's been my opinion on Bo Nix. I know Bryce Young sucks. Like, I know that dude
Yes.
is buns.
That's wild.
I know he's awful. So give me Bo Nix. I want the reroll. If you offer me the opportunity after my rookie doesn't hit to re-roll on somebody with very similar draft capital at the same position, I will probably just do that 95% of the time. Like, if I have JSN and somebody wanted to offer me the 107 or something because they weren't super in on Brian Thomas or Xavier Worthy, like, I'm doing that. He didn't smash, so I'm going to re-roll. That's basically my philosophy in general.
That's not a bad idea because if Bryce Young does the same thing he did last year, then you're
They super tanks, but yeah, if Bo Nix does what Bryce Young just did, he's only had it for 1 year, and there's still guys like Jake out there who read between the lines and they think the situation could improve.
But
Well, because he has him on his fantasy team. Let's just be real.
I mean, I agree that, but like, I think Bryce Young. I've watched some stuff on him, and I just think he's gonna be alright. I think he's doing the same. Watch him make the same play that Caleb Williams makes, in the preseason. He does this crossbody bullshit throw that right on the sideline. They both make the same one, but people are jizzing their pants about Caleb Williams, while Bryce Young is like, well, he probably shouldn't have made that throw.
You're the only one.
Well, it's a bad read, dude.
Yeah, it's a bad read.
You had your check down in the flats.
You can't be doing that. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't like it.
Dude, okay, you guys are both wrong. First of all, how can somebody say Bo Nix is not good? How can you watch the games that he played so far in the preseason and not update your opinion about him?
Well,
Like, he's been doing great in it.
are you updating your opinions on people based off of what they've been doing in the preseason?
I am, yeah. Well,
Okay.
him specifically, just because he's played the most out of everybody. So,
Yeah, that's fair. He's definitely got the most burn.
Baker or Will Levis?
this is a tough one.
This is a super tough one, actually.
No, it's okay. I'll start then because it's easy. I'm going Baker
Give me
because
Baker.
he's way more fun. Yeah, Baker definitely.
I'm more confident Baker's a starting quarterback next season.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is such a good point. I've been not buying the hype so much that I think I want to buy hype here.
Yeah.
I think I want to go Will Levis.
I don't hate that either, though. I mean, his upside is way higher than what Baker Mayfield can provide you, in my opinion. Like, I think last year was probably a one-off for Baker. I don't think we're going to see many more top 8 or 10 seasons out of Baker in fantasy.
Yeah. I think I like his situation, Will Levis. I like that I just like the way he plays. He plays like just wants to do so good and just tries so hard. Like I like seeing that in people, and then to see that he's got Calvin Ridley, he's got DeAndre Hopkins. I just feel like
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd. And I think they got a good duo with their running backs. I think their offense is going to do well for him to succeed. So I'm actually going to buy hype here.
Yep.
I've
talked about the Titans many times on here about how much I respect them trying to make Will Levis work, because that's what the cards were dealt to them. You know, that's the situation they're in right now. Whether or not Will Levis was a good pick last year in the second round for them doesn't matter anymore. They just understand, okay, we have to give him a chance, and then make an assertion as fast as we can and move on from there in whatever direction we need to. Yeah. And I wish more teams would do that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I gotta go.
Unlike the Broncos.
I mean, even if like Pittsburgh should have been doing that with Kenny Pickett. Like after a year where you're like, I don't know. It's like, okay, we need to bring in somebody we know is an elite talent to put around him.
Yeah, they wouldn't do anything.
Instead, they got rid of them all and then brought in Mr. Unlimited. And said, all you get is George Pickett. But sorry.
Well, first of all, okay.
Najee Harris or Chase Brown?
I want to know yours as a Steelers fan. I want to know.
Yeah, well, based on what we know, Chad has to buy the Chase Brown hype because look at that sleeve.
That's true.
Those are some good looking tattoos.
He does look pretty cute.
Yeah, but he doesn't have. Look at his face mask. It's stupid.
Yeah, because he's got
his face. One. Yeah. So definitely it's Najee. It's not even close.
Yeah.
I'm taking Najee too. I'm just more confident in the workload this year, but I do think that Chase Brown could have a very good year. He looks very talented.
Unfortunately, I gotta buy hype again. I think it's the brothers thing. The Browns are good. The Chase Brown and Sidney Brown, I think they're good. I think Chase Brown.
Pause. Sidney Brown, the safety on Philly, is his brother.
Yeah,
that's news to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Okay.
I think we mentioned. You might not have been listening before. I'm pretty sure we mentioned that earlier.
So on one podcast, I remember saying that. But they're brothers.
When he first introduced,
I think they were both third-round picks or something like that.
Right.
Either way, I think Chase Brown is a really good runner, and I would rather have the talent in this opportunity because Najee might get a lot of touches this year, but I think next year he's going to find himself a backup role. And I think this year, Jaylen Warren's even going to see some more touches rather than Najee.
So in other words,
and Najee's not a good runner. He's not a good runner. You can say that as a Steelers fan that he's not a good runner.
So basically, your reasoning is Najee next year is going to be a backup, kind of like Chase Brown already is.
He's going to be the starter by the end of the year. This is kind of getting.
Well, hey, I mean, there's people out there that would say that Najee's the backup right now. Like there's,
Well,
I mean,
don't know.
last year, if you want to go based on snap percentages, it's pretty close. Like him and Warren were pretty close to 50-50.
Yeah.
I'm still taking Najee, but I do think that there's something to looking at contracts and saying, okay, he's a pending free agent. They have Warren. I don't think they're going to want to spend money on him.
Yeah.
And then you look at the hype that the 2025 running back class already gets, and there's 15 running backs that are all going to be top 10 running backs in the NFL in this draft class. And I mean, if the NFL decides to look at it that way, who's paying him?
Yeah.
Like, where's the spot to pay him if there's that many talented running backs in it?
I think you're counting. I see what you're saying about Najee, but what I know about Najee is he's going to be
Well,
a
you're
running
what
back
we're
number
saying.
one this year.
Yeah, but
I don't even know if Chase Brown is going to be that, and I still don't know what Chase Brown is going to be after
That's fair.
this year too. So like they both could be in the same boat next year.
I think the moral of the story here is just don't buy hype. I think we can all agree with that, right?
I think
You just
We
got
actually-
done buying the hype. What do you mean?
I bought 2 hype, bro.
not even don't buy the hype. It's you should sell the hype.
Yeah.
Like if you have these guys on your team,
Yeah.
sell them because I mean, like we talked about Caleb Williams. He's valued at what, QB5, QB6? Okay, even if he dominates this year, he's QB5, QB6.
Yeah. You're getting that.
You already get the value right now. You can move out to safer options and add some capital or other positions or something.
I think the moral